I'm guessing that most of you guys are pretty decent people and would do all you could to find a missing child, whether that be searching all over the city for them or using all your resources to make their disappearance known to the media. The case we're looking at today tells the story of a family who lost their daughter, and in the—
Wait, you didn't want to watch my Final Freddy's vid? Now this. Just say I'm boring. Oh my god, it's because the voice. I'll watch Anna Solves. Anna Solves is calm. But I'm not watching the other girl, but her voice is like, I don't know, her voice isn't for this shit for real. What's good, Cherry? What are we watching? I don't know, a video. This vid was recommended by Vic8Pickles. If you guys don't fuck with this video, you guys can go berate Vic.
Process became one of the most scrutinized and controversial families in Mexico. 10 years later, the case we're looking at today tells the story of a family who lost their daughter, and in
you lose your daughter.
The process became one of the most scrutinized and controversial families in Mexico.
Have time? I'm down to watch like Overnight in the Court with you guys on some shit. Unseen is better. Why are we watching Anna? Who is Unseen? Oh yeah, keep giving me random ass fucking. Bro, because it's a specific. It's a specific video. You don't know Unseen? Yes, I know Unseen. I know Unseen. I just didn't know it was this channel. I don't. But I just be watching shit by that pops up on my feed. I don't be knowing them by channel name. Regardless, bro. It's a specific video, bro. Vic recommended this one.
Mexico. 10 years later, people are still talking about this. I just want to say that this case is really sad, and even though all the theories and details are super interesting, what happened here is a real tragedy and, in my opinion, a miscarriage of justice. This is the case of Paulette Gabarra Farah.
Okay. What would y'all rather watch?
That was
Anna or this?
What would you do?
Not this, sorry. This.
Hey guys, it's Bella and welcome back to another episode.
She too happy for me, bro. Her voice type annoying.
Of Mystery Monday. Let's just go ahead and get into the case. Paulette's older sister ready for school, and then they waited with her until the bus came at around 7 a.m. At 8 a.m. they went to go and get Paulette ready for kindergarten.
Like, bro, get your ass off my screen, Bella. You know, me personally, I'm picking Anna. I don't know, but you're spoiling it. How did I spoil it? I didn't even hear nothing. You get me mad? Okay, bro. Okay.
Born on July 20th, 2005.
And her mic is some dog shit. I'm not watching that shitty ass YouTuber. I'm sorry.
Her parents, Lizette Farah and Marcirio Gabarra, in Mexico City. She has an older sister who's also named Lizette after her mom. And for purposes of keeping this as uncomplicated as possible, was born on July 20th, 2005. To her parents, Lizette Farah and Marcirio Gabarra, in Mexico City. She has an older sister who's also named Lizette after her mom. And for purposes of keeping this as uncomplicated as possible, I'll refer to her as Lizette Jr. It's been reported that Paulette lived with a physical disability that impacted her movement and a language disorder that made it challenging for her to communicate verbally. March 21st, 2010 was a Sunday, and that evening, Paulette and Lizette Jr., who is 7 years older than Paulette, arrived home with their dad.
That's okay, a crazy age gap for like siblings. Like, damn, almost. Actually, no, that's not that crazy, but low key.
After being away on a trip that weekend. Their mom didn't go with them and instead went on a trip of her own with her friend Amanda to Los Cabos. When they got back, Lizette greeted the girls and put them to bed as she always did. Nothing seemed wrong or strange with her daughters or husband. Lizette, who was
Skip it. Skip what? But this is telling us the fucking background story. Why the hell would I skip it?
an attorney, and Mercutio, who worked in real estate, worked long hours but made good money, so they employed 2 nannies to make sure the girls were taken care of during the day. The morning after
Did you get the video? Bro, why? I'm trying to watch it.
they got home from their trip, the nannies arrived to get the two sisters ready for the day. But when one good met, who was an attorney, and nothing close. When they got back, and instead with their dad, adding Paulette and Lizette Jr., who is 7 years older than Paulette, arrived home with their dad after being away on a trip that weekend. Their mom didn't go with.
They arrived home.
Paulette arrived home with their dad after being away on a trip that weekend. Their mom didn't go with them and instead went on a trip of her own with her friend Amanda to Los Cabos. When they got back, Lizette greeted the girls and
Wait, stream is delayed? I don't think stream's delayed.
put them to bed as she always did. Nothing seemed wrong or strange with her daughters or husband. Lizette, who was an attorney, and Mercutio, who worked in real estate, worked long hours but made good money, so they employed 2 nannies to make sure the girls were taken care of during the day. The morning after they got home from their trip, the nannies arrived to get the 2 sisters ready for the day. But when one of the nannies, Erica, went into Paulette's room to wake her, she found her bed empty. She and the other nanny, her sister Martha, searched the apartment, but Paulette was nowhere to be found. They found it hard to believe she could have left the apartment on her own. They lived in a high-rise building, and since Paulette had difficulty walking unassisted, this
Oh, so like Los Santos some shit. Bro, it's kind of like that. Are you talking about that fucking the stock footage is I don't know, it's annoying me. Like I'm looking at ADC nigga brain now.
was highly unlikely. They found it hard to believe she could have left the apartment on her own. They lived in a high-rise building, and since Paulette had difficulty walking unassisted, this was highly unlikely. They contacted their employers immediately to let them know Paulette had gone missing from her bed. They, in turn, contacted the authorities. Paulette's case gained national attention, and it was the topic of every conversation throughout Mexico. Her parents did all they could to get the word out.
Is it really that popular, Vic? Why? Kids go missing every day in Mexico. Why was this one so popular?
About their
Because their parents are rich?
missing daughter. They had flyers and missing persons posters all over the city, and even bought billboards to display the details of Paulette's disappearance. Everyone was
These niggas rich as a bitch. They got billboards for their missing daughter? Damn.
and even bought billboards to display the details of Paulette's
Where she was
disappearance.
found? No, but they're saying that the case was already popular before like she was found. They said that the case was everybody was talking about it when she first went missing.
Everyone was totally stuck on where she could be. As mentioned, it would be virtually impossible for her to leave the apartment by herself, but there were no signs of an intruder or a struggle in her bedroom. They also owned 2 dogs who never made a sound during that night. It truly seemed as though she'd just vanished. Alberto Bazbaz, the Attorney General of the state, became heavily involved in the case, and this was the first.
Because the mom went on interviews, okay. Like kids go missing all the time. Why was this one so like popular? What year did this happen? I don't know. Vic can answer that since she's a Paulette pro.
First big controversy. Every year, hundreds of children go missing in Mexico, and it really seemed like Paulette's case had only made headlines because her family was rich. A week after Paulette vanished,
Vic, you could have very simply just said because her family was rich. That's what I asked you, bro.
Paulette's case had only made headlines because hundreds of children go missing in Mexico, and it really seemed like Paulette's case had only made headlines because her family was rich. A week after Paulette vanished, her parents and both of the nannies were taken into custody as suspicion was growing over them, as they gave conflicting stories to the media. Lizette and Mercutio were particularly suspicious, as secret recordings had captured Lizette telling Lizette Jr. not to say anything to the police or she'd get in trouble. All 4 of them were released the same day without charges. Then 2 days later, the case hit a breakthrough that honestly created more questions than answers. Investigators took it upon themselves to film a recreation of their search of Paulette's room after she disappeared. This was weird for a few reasons. One was that nobody asked them to do this, and to this day, no one is sure why they decided to do a recreation. Also, they recorded.
What does that even mean?
to film a recreation of their search of Paulette's room after she disappeared. This was weird for a few reasons. One was that nobody asked them to do this, and to this day, no one is sure why they decided to do a recreation. Also, they recorded this at 2 a.m., which is super strange considering the original search didn't even happen at that time. During the video, which I do not recommend anybody watches, the investigators point out sheets and pillowcases that look
Why doesn't she recommend that anybody watches it?
to be covered in blood, and they declare that it's obvious Paulette was beaten very badly. This was the first time anyone was hearing this. As they examined the bed and measured around the area, they pulled back the blankets at the end of the mattress, and to the shock of absolutely everyone, there was Paulette. Somehow the girl had been lodged
Huh? What the fuck?
between the end of the mattress and the foot of the bed, still in the pajamas she wore the night she vanished. The discovery of Paulette's body turned the whole case into a media circus. How could she have been there for 9 days without
No smell, nothing?
anyone noticing her? The nannies insisted that she wasn't there the morning she was discovered missing. They claimed that they turned the room upside down for her, and they obviously would have noticed if she was there. Furthermore, over 100 people had been in that room over the course of the investigations, and it just didn't make sense that none of those people found her before. The most disturbing part is that the family and friends had actually slept in the bed during the 9 days before Paulette was found, including Lizette's friend, Amanda. This
What the fuck? Niggas was sleeping on a dead body?
put way more suspicion on Paulette's parents, especially her mom, Lizette. According to Erica, while everyone else was frantically searching for their daughter, the parents didn't seem upset or concerned. Erica noted that the morning after Paulette went missing, Lizette relaxed in the living room, calmly drinking coffee and smoking cigarettes. What was
Cigarettes and coffee is such an insane fucking mix. You need help.
more concerning was the comments made by Lizette. She allegedly joked about her daughter's whereabouts. Since they never got a call from a for wanting ransom, she suggested maybe Paulette was abducted by
Joking
aliens.
about your daughter's fucking disappearance is insane, bro.
Or even Harry Potter. Her worst comment of all was
Nigga
this:
said Harry Potter took her daughter. What the fuck, bro?
even if I lose Paulette, I still have another daughter.
Wow. Wow, bro. Wow. That's how niggas feeling?
Despite the strange circumstances surrounding Paulette's discovery, her death was ruled an accident. Paulette slept with an orthopedic blanket over her mouth. The coroner stated that during the night she'd either gotten tangled or swallowed part of the blanket and rolled to the end of her bed, wedging herself between the mattress and the end of the frame, and suffocated. This was also despite the investigators at the reenactment claiming that there was blood all over the bed, and it was obvious that Paulette's cause of death was physical injuries. However, according to the coroner, there were no signs at all that someone had hurt Paulette or any signs that her body had
And her
been
family rich. They definitely pay these niggas off, bro. Mexico is too corrupt.
moved since her death.
Damn.
Many people do not believe this to be
Fucked up.
true, and for whatever reason, the police are trying to cover up the truth of what really happened to Paulette. Even Alberto Bazbaz disputes the claims that Paulette's
Who the
death
fuck-
was accidental. He
who the
searched
fuck
the
is
bedroom
Alberto
and her bed
Bazbaz?
himself and never
Yo, who the fuck is Alberto Bazbaz?
saw Paulette's death was accidental. He searched the bedroom and her bed himself and never saw even a glimpse of her in that room. Alberto was focusing on exposing the truth, and in his opinion, the truth was that Paulette was killed by her mother. Lizette continued to get bad press for her behavior. After the discovery of Paulette's body, many described her as unconcerned and emotionless. Sandra Yadiam, a legal
Alberto the lawyer? The lawyer? Lawyer for who? Not the family lawyer. So what lawyer? Why is a lawyer in their house? You mean the prosecutor? You're trying to prove it's not accidental. Okay.
psychiatric expert agreed with this assessment of Lizette. She has always remained very distant in matters of affection and emotional attachment. It also became clear that the pressure of the investigation was having an impact on Lizette and Mercutio's marriage. The couple officially divorced in 2014, but after Paulette was found, Lizette actually filed a restraining order against the rest of her family and took Mercutio to court over the custody of Lizette Jr. In the media, they accused one another of knowing something about Paulette's death, but the accusation never amounted to much. The fact was that there was still very little evidence against Paulette or Mercutio, besides their strange behavior and that one recording of Lizette and their older daughter, although they both claimed that the audio was taken out of context. In many ways, this case has been compared to the disappearance and death of JonBenet Ramsey. A girl from a wealthy family goes missing, turns up dead in her own home. All the while, her parents seem to be doing everything to make themselves look guilty. Hopefully, unlike in the case of JonBenet, Paulette's case can be solved one day. Unfortunately, this is looking less and less likely as the years pass. Paulette was buried on April 6, 2010, and her dad didn't come to the service. Lizette told the press that she couldn't believe her husband thought she had something to do with their daughter's death, and he'd actually asked her not to attend the service herself. In May of that year,
you gonna ask the mom not to attend the service, and why the fuck are you as the dad not attending the service of your daughter? Is that the funeral, my nigga? Come on, bro.
Alberto resigned as a regional attorney general over the handling of the case. He insisted that the case was conducted properly and any mishandling was his fault, including how long it took to find Paulette's body, which was pretty much hidden in plain sight.
Damn, bro. Nah, he definitely got paid off. He got paid off. Everybody, the police got paid off. Everybody was paid off.
This case has been criticized a lot by the media, the public, and politicians. Jesus Ortega called out the governor of Mexico State and told him he should take responsibility for this disaster of an investigation. Around 100 police went through this room of 10 meters. Sniffer dogs searched it and they never found the body. Who do they want to protect?
I'm saying, they're trying to protect the fucking rich-ass family. Yo, like, come on, man. Like, you telling me the body was there for 9 days? And you didn't smell a single, like, you didn't smell the body?
After the case was officially classified as closed in 2017.
Nah, bro, this is actually one of the biggest setups of all time. So they found the body on film in a recreation of, so for some random reason, the police wanted to recreate their initial search of the room once they figured out that Paulette was missing. And they decided to just randomly host bro, what the fuck? They just decided to randomly do that at 2 a.m.
Paulette's grave was exhumed and her remains cremated. This means that if they ever decide to reopen the case in the future, they won't be able to look at any physical evidence. If they ever decide to reopen the case in the future.
Is that the body? And they fucking cremated the body. That means if they ever wanted to, like, compare DNA or some shit, they'll never be able to do it.
They won't be able to look at any physical evidence. Now leading totally different lives, Mercutio keeps to himself and isn't active at all in the media or online. Lizette is very much the same, but does occasionally give interviews. Personally, since she was under way more scrutiny than her ex-husband, I think she feels obligated to keep reminding people of her innocence.
You're not innocent,
in an
buddy.
interview, she said she doesn't hold a grudge against the press who published stories implying she was guilty.
Bitch, you beat your daughter to death, you are guilty.
However, she does resent that so much speculation about her made it into trusted news resources. It's pretty much impossible to find anything about Paulette's sister online. Since she would almost be 18 now, I can only hope she's managed to have somewhat of a normal childhood. If she knows anything, hopefully one day she'll have the confidence to speak up about it. What do you guys think about this case? It's so hard to figure out what happened here. I just can't get over this idea that Paulette was in that room for 9 days and nobody saw her. I can't wait to see what you guys think down in the comments below.
That was...
Pay attention.
Hell no, but that shit was too fucking... Bruh, niggas want me to believe that shit wasn't fucking goddamn... What do you call it? First of all, why can't I add this video to my watch later?